are waiting for Dr. Schubel to come back. If we could just announce to the people who are watching and listening to send our thoughts and prayers out to Judy Campanelli and her family as they're going through a medical challenge in her family.
Absolutely.
She was going to be here this weekend and do some talks and be part of our panel, but because of her situation, she's not going to be able to. But we send our love to her and her family and hope that she's doing well.
Yeah.
Hello, Doctor. Simon Senzon, by the way, did a talk today.
Unbelievable.
Really, he was good. Yeah, Simon is great.
Yeah.
In fact, there is Simon.
There's Simon right there.
Simon, say hello to IFCO-TV world. We're live.
Over here.
Just come say hi quick. Can you see Simon?
Yes, we can.
If you guys want to learn more about our history and philosophy to levels that I've never seen before, you've got to get involved with Simon's program, the IFCOChiro.com. You will see things in there that Simon has researched, has documented, and has brought a brand new feel and look to chiropractic history and philosophy. So he blew us away with an hour talk. People didn't want to leave. I certainly didn't want to. And he's phenomenal. So give your support to Simon. Thanks, because with him, you'll be supporting chiropractic for years to come. Thanks, Simon. Terrific.
Yep.
So we still have a couple of minutes to go before we officially kick things off.
Want some water?
Just want to make sure everybody's in.
Why not? Yeah.
Irene, if you can just slide down just a little bit, and Jack slide a little bit. There, you're perfect now. Yep, that's great.
Okay.
Yep.
It's open.
I just want to get Liam in a little bit more. So Jack, if you can slide a little bit closer to Irene.
Yes. Can I give you this bottle, Frankie? The top's open.
Oh, thank you so much.
Don't forget we have Dr. Cordero.
Yeah, Dr. Cordero's over here too. He's up next, right after you guys. Shameless plug by Dr. Schubel with his Cast to Be Chiropractors book.
Oh, did you see that? I didn't.
Yeah,
I was
it's
just
on there.
reading it off the camera there.
And this is his Colorado look.
Yes,
you know.
absolutely.
IFCO-TV.
Absolutely. Okay, Liam, so we have quite a few people watching already.
Right.
Do you want to wait a few minutes and just chit-chat what you experienced this morning?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. So we're T-minus 4 minutes then from officially launching 12:30. Of course, if you're just joining us, we're broadcasting live from Boulder, Colorado, United States of America, Mile High, Dr. Danny and Rochelle Knowles' phenomenal chiropractic event. And wow, what a great 2 days it's been so far. Yesterday afternoon, starting off with, of course, the president of the IFCO, Dr. Jack Bourla,
which did
really
phenomenal.
set the tone.
It was great. Yes.
Did a great talk dedicated to our good friend Dr. Andy Roberts.
Thank you.
And then we had Liz Anderson Peacock last night.
Lacey Book,
who really
knocked
did a
it out of the
phenomenal
park.
job.
Yep.
You know, it's nice to see so many powerful female principled speakers on the stage, and Danny really does a great job of inclusion, bringing everybody in, and there's no mixing of the message here at Mile High. So fantastic job.
Rochelle spoke this morning.
Rochelle did a great job this morning.
We had Pam Jarbeau on IFCO-TV
That's
yesterday.
Right. Of course, we had Simon Senzon. Last night, we were hanging out, Frank, because this is what we do, and
Yes.
Jack, and Irene, you were sleeping, but we were we were hanging out.
I wasn't even invited.
Well, yeah, you got away from us, but we were hanging out in the VIP room, which we always like to do. Yes, and so we were drinking expensive Italian water, things like that
for free.
And for free. And Dr. Joe Borio jumped in there, and boy, it was so enjoyable hanging out with him. Dr. Scott Garber, of course, from the Berkshire Philosophy event. So really, you're seeing a lot of very powerful chiropractors showing up at this event. Of course, Dr. Irene Gold, speaking of that, right next to us here. I really hope you get the opportunity to set it in your calendar. You know, Jack, a lot of people always ask me, how is it that you show up at all these events? You know, aren't you busy? Don't you have things to do? And I say, well, yeah, I do. How do you show up at your sister's wedding? You know, you plan for it. You write it down and you say, I'm gonna reserve this time for me, for my professional development, so that I can better serve the community. Because in the end, isn't that what it's all about? It's about giving high quality chiropractic service to your community. And what I love about these type of events is that you have the opportunity to spend time with some of the greatest producers in chiropractic on the planet. And as Tony Robbins always likes to say, success leaves clues. So it's been a phenomenal event so far for me, and we're just getting started. Irene, what have your thoughts been? Because I know you're sitting in the front row there taking notes.
Oh yes, well.
Talk about me the most.
Well, I agree with everything you said. It's been a very chiropractic seminar. It hasn't been anything about diseases or any kind of stuff that we don't use in the office.
Right.
It's been things that people, I say, should have learned in school.
Right.
Maybe put a little more time and effort into that in the curriculum, so that they have that kind of understanding coming out. And that's what we're looking for, understanding. And that's, I think, what we reach here.
Yeah.
I thought Simon just blew me away. I have
Yes.
never
Yes.
seen anybody put in that much time and effort into putting this entire chiropractic history together.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was.
And
I had
really-
no idea he existed in this realm.
Yes.
I knew him, but I
Yes.
didn't know he did this.
Yeah, and the history and the development of the philosophy, wasn't that fascinating?
Yeah, absolutely.
The way he took, maybe you'd say a small percentage of chiropractors watching this right now, maybe read Stevenson's textbook, right?
Yeah.
But then on top of that, he takes that and goes to Craven, and goes to Drain, and goes to BJ 1909, and then 1909
And-
first
Walk out
edition
that
and
way.
second
And then
edition,
wait-
and then the
They have to
encyclopedia,
walk that
right?
way.
And where does he get those pictures from?
That's right.
Where
yeah.
did he get
No,
those
he
pictures?
has done a phenomenal job of actually researching.
Well, guys,
Absolutely.
it's
Great.
officially 12:30.
Is
So,
it? Okay.
Liam, if you can kick things
Fantastic.
off. Yes.
Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic edition of IFCO Television. My name is Dr. Liam Schubel, your host, and also Dr. Frankie Hahn, co-host and inventor of IFCO Television. And, of course, we're broadcasting live from Boulder, Colorado, United States of America, at Mile High, a spectacular chiropractic event put on by Dr. Daniel and Rochelle Knowles. And, of course, sitting next to me on my stage left, we have the president of the International Federation of Chiropractors and Organizations, Dr. Jack Bourla, good close personal friend. And on his stage left, Dr. Irene Gold, chiropractic icon, also responsible for about 95 or 99% of all licensed chiropractors in the United States of America. A chiropractic philosopher in her own right, an excellent communicator of chiropractic, and just an excellent teacher of the principles of chiropractic. And of course, Dr. Frankie Hahn, and we are we have a smash bang lineup for you
Absolutely.
this afternoon. Do us a favor, if you're watching us right now on the social media, share this information that you're watching this program right now, because I know there's a lot of people out there that could really benefit from hearing the message that we're going to be broadcasting in the next couple hours. So please don't be selfish. Share this message that you're watching us, and so that other people can enjoy.
Absolutely. So, Jack, why don't you kick things off and let us know the state of the union of IFCO? What's going on in
Terrific.
IFCO?
IFCO is it's in a state of growth. Mm-hmm. We are making a profound effort, Doctor, a profound effort in our student committees. We're making a profound effort in our membership, and we are redoing our communications entirely. Where before we used to do our monthly newsletters, which were rich in content but not much else, we're now going to go to a more brief form of a weekly distribution with information that is going to be applicable to chiropractic principles, philosophies, and practice. So that's exciting. We're going to be providing more and new member benefits. So I think people are going to see a higher level of service that we'll be providing our members. We're also keeping our eyes and fingers on the pulse of things going on in terms of the government and what's going on with the state boards, making sure that our brand of chiropractic is being well represented. And if people out there are interested in becoming a state board member, they can certainly contact us through Steve Tullius, who's our vice president and in charge of that committee. We would really like IFCO members to take a responsible role in terms of the state boards. So there's a lot of things going on. We'll be announcing these in written form very shortly. Mm-hmm. We just bought a new communication system, which is going to facilitate the ease of which information gets disseminated.
Right. Nice.
So we're excited. It's a good time.
Yeah, Jack, I want to thank you for your leadership on all this. You really brought in a star-studded dream team onto the board. I know you just recently acquired the services of Dr. Scott Garber to work with the students.
Right, and Dave Tran.
Dave Tran as well.
Oh.
And, it's very exciting what you're talking about. Nobody really gets excited about politics. I forget who the speaker was last night that said, you'd be crazy to get involved in politics. I'm not, I think it was you, right?
Short Jewish guy, yeah.
But I was talking to the great Joe Borio last night at about 2-3 o'clock in the morning when he came in from Syracuse, and he was saying, I don't like politics, I don't like to get involved in it, but he said, guess who controls or determines how you practice and can practice. Tomorrow, the right to detect, analyze, and adjust vertebral subluxation could be taken away from you, just like that. It's just a question of a few select lunatics in a legislative position taking that away from you. So it's very important that we stay vigilant.
Yes.
It's very important that we stay tuned in to the political situation and that we stay involved. And so I very much appreciate the team that you're gathering to make sure that happens.
And the
Regard to Sacred Trust.
amount of time that he has to give up in order to do this is incredible.
Very true. Very true. I mean,
Yeah, we
imagine
all
running
do.
an active practice and then on top of that trying to handle an international organization. So we very much appreciate you,
Well,
Jack.
thanks. It's a
Your
privilege
efforts.
to do so. Thank you.
So, Irene, tell us a little bit about what's going on in your life today.
About the same thing that's been going on for the last 40 years.
Absolutely.
It's interesting you say this because this year I turned 80.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I turned 80 this year. And whenever I go to someplace, people look at you, and I'm always traveling someplace, they say, oh, you move so quickly. You do. I said, just because you're old doesn't mean that you're not still active and doing stuff.
Absolutely.
And so people always are very surprised about that. But I work just as hard today as I ever did before. I teach full time. I'm away many, many weekends. For the month of September, I don't expect to be home more than 3 days because I teach 7 days in one program, another 7 days in another program. Particularly, I like to focus on the people who think they don't have the hope in hell of passing.
Right.
That's
Yes.
those are the people I like to spend my time with. I do a lot of private tutoring in my house as well. And so it's a matter of getting chiropractors out in the field and hoping they come to seminars like this to learn what real chiropractic is all about, because you're not learning it in school. You're not getting the information in school like you're getting here.
Right.
Yeah, isn't that and you're working constantly with people that are soon to be doctors of chiropractic, right?
Right.
Fresh graduates.
And people who have already graduated,
Right.
and they want to have a license in another state. They'll come to me as well, and it's amazing to me how they could be in practice for all of these years and not really understand the concept behind it.
Could you imagine, Irene, if your job was to prepare these people with the content that Simon sends on, presented today,
Oh, right.
instead of the diagnoses and the orthopedic tests and all those things that we're unfortunately required to do. But if we could teach these students, and even the doctors, but these students primarily, the content that Simon has dug up
It's unbelievable.
with the accurateness. It was so accurate what he's doing, and he's showing that maybe we are a little bit fallible in some of the information that we were doing before, but he's clearing this up.
Yeah.
So we're going to end up with some clarity. And if the students can learn this clarity, that they could then implement in their offices with the business skills, of course, and communication mindset, but understanding why they're doing what they're doing.
Well, what I try to do is this. When my class is over, I say to them, I want you to pass the test. Then I want you to forget every single thing I taught you in this class. And I want you to go to these seminars in order to get the information you need to be successful in practice.
Yeah. And I took your advice because I forgot everything. Just so you know, I forgot all the information that you taught me.
Well,
it
that's
was
good.
dumb. It was dumb.
But you passed the board.
I passed the board.
And which is something that if you take Irene's course, I took her course as well, and
Me
I
too.
probably wouldn't have a license in any state if it wasn't for her. But Dr. Irene, what would you say then? Is there one thing that you see as the weakest link in the chiropractic profession right now?
Oh, I don't know. In terms of the capability of the people as they exit from school,
Yeah.
I think the one big thing that's missing is their ability to adjust.
Interesting. Okay.
I do.
Yeah.
I think that not enough time is spent on adjusting. Not enough. There's not enough emphasis on it.
Yeah.
And there's so much time spent in doing orthopedic tests, which don't tell you at all where the subluxation
That's
is.
right.
Right.
And you're spending all this time listening to hearts and going over abdominal exam. For what reason? You don't know anything anyway. Even if you knew if there was something there, you wouldn't be able to pick it out because you're not trained in that. And why should you be?
Yeah.
I don't. When I go to a dentist, he doesn't take my blood pressure.
Does he check your prostate?
No, doesn't check that either. Doesn't check
That's
that.
interesting. He's a primary care physician, right?
And and you go to the medical doctor, and he doesn't
Yeah.
check the spine.
Isn't that something?
He doesn't
Yeah.
check for subluxation. So what?
And he doesn't apologize for that.
No,
either.
not at all. Not at all.
That's interesting. You know, I see that, of course, the ability to deliver the goods. I was having a conversation with some Palmer students that are here, right? And they were complaining that they weren't getting enough to be successful in chiropractic at where they're at. And one of the things they asked me is, what should I be focused on right now? And I was saying exactly that: getting a technique package that you can deliver the goods.
Yeah.
And the second thing is learning how to communicate, which comes from an understanding of the philosophy of chiropractic and the ability to explain it to people in a way that they get it and it's simplistic and it's understandable, and that they can refer other people to your office.
Not going to build a practice without it.
You got it.
Not going to.
I was chatting with some students earlier as well, and I was asking them, well, explain to me what chiropractic is, and they were struggling. It should be simple and easy, and so you need to get that communication skill developed even early on when you're a student, so you can keep on improving as you go along in your...
Frank, can I ask you, are people able to send questions to you?
Yeah.
You know what would be interesting is how often you get to communicate with Irene Gold.
Yeah.
And so if people out there will have any questions for Irene, send them.
Absolutely. I'll be glad to ask.
One of the things you have to understand is that the schools have had tremendous pressure on them to teach all this other stuff. And because of that, they had to rearrange their curriculum so that they could cover all of that and stay accredited.
That is a great point.
Yeah, let me ask this question, and both of you can maybe answer this. Why is it important to support the schools, the chiropractic schools?
Well, you want chiropractors, don't you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's not
you
all
don't-
schools that, for example, I wouldn't refer to all schools.
Right.
There's a very small number of schools that I would refer to. Because I know that the education at those particular schools that I would refer to, at least they're getting, like for example, Sherman just got Dr. Christopher Kent on staff, Dr. Armin Rossi.
Big one.
Yes.
Talk about two huge additions to an already powerful staff. You got Chris Kent, who knows everything. Can you imagine having him with Armin Rossi and Bill Decken and Dooley?
That is an all-star.
Dr. Frank and I interviewed Danielle Stetzel yesterday, who's
She won the talk
Student.
to
she
take.
won the talk to take. She's a student
Yeah.
at Sherman College.
Yeah.
And she said something that I don't hear almost ever at any other chiropractic college, and that is, in many chiropractic colleges, and I know this was my experience at the school I went to, the teachers were up here and the students were peons less than dirt, right?
Yeah.
And so there was an adversarial position between the teachers and the students. She said that's not the case at Sherman College. She said everybody's on board a vision or a mission greater than themselves, and there's a collaboration between the students and the doctors and the administration, and everybody they care about the students' experience because they know that those students are going to be taking care of us in the future. Like you said, Irene,
right.
Don't you want chiropractors to be graduating that are competent and that are able to get the message and deliver? So she said there's a collaboration between the doctors of chiropractic and the professors at the school and the students, which it's very unique. You don't see that too much.
And I'll tell you why I think that's so.
Yeah, please.
It's through the leadership.
Agreed.
You have a team of leaders with Dr. Cordero, Dr. Cohen, who are authentic, genuine, relatable people. And because of that, they emulate that, and people want to emulate them.
That's right.
And I think that's why. I know Dr. Cordero has an open door policy.
Yes.
And anybody at almost any time can talk to him, and he's open and honest, and he's more than willing, because he knows that the products of his efforts are going to be leading the profession tomorrow. And so I think that the whole school, I've been on that campus, and it's a different feel than other campuses.
Absolutely.
By far, and it's growing. I know that there's a lot of buildings going on there. There's going to be some renovations, some additions to handle the increased student enrollment, which is fantastic. But I think it's the attitude from the top, and it's not from the top down, it's from the top and across.
Agreed. And Jack, you make some good points.
Thank you.
We're setting, well, you're brilliant. I mean, as you know, which is one of the reasons we're great friends. You have a red phone, a personal line that I pick up.
direct.
I never get an answering machine with you. But, one of the things that we see at Sherman College is record growth. I mean, we're talking, we're breaking records 1974, these levels of enrollment records. But one of the things that they're very careful about is we don't want to be the biggest, and this idea of like having all the shiny bells and whistles. I mean, we could sell out and have, be sponsored by practically pharmaceutical companies to come in and have the, have the Pfizer auditorium, but we're not into that. That's not what we're doing. What we want to have is high quality. And so what I've noticed with the administration, Dr. Cordero and his team, is as we expand, they step back and they go, okay, wait, this is great, we're expanding, but how are we going to ensure that we maintain that high level of quality in the instruction? Yeah. So it's again, there's a unique thing happening at Sherman College. As you know, I travel all around the world. And I don't see this level of excitement in students, this level of passion. I mean, it's a torture chamber in there for these students, and they're saying, if I got to get tortured, right? Because every accredited program there's going to be torture, but I want to go through it. And this is what Danielle was saying yesterday, the student at Sherman College. I want to go through it with a family, with a group of people that are supportive of me, that care about my success, and that want to ensure that I'm going to, when I graduate, be able to deliver the goods at a high level. It's very exciting to see that. You don't see that at many chiropractic colleges around the world.
For many years, we send teachers up to Sherman to teach our program, and my teachers fight for that class.
Isn't that something?
They do, because they've always found they were more alert, they were more interested, they were more willing to study, they're more willing to put in the effort. Yeah. So, and they do help one another. So that really does make a big difference.
It's collaborative there.
Irene, if one of the students wanted to take your class, how could they reach you or get in touch with you?
Well, this information is on every campus, so they have that. They can always do that.
It's on every school.
Yeah, and then of course I have also on the internet, Irene Gold Associates. You can go on there and find out, because if you're a doctor out in practice, want to go to another state, need a license, that kind of thing, then we do that.
Oh, great.
And I always take these people, and especially doctors in the field, and set up a special program for them, because they don't necessarily know which of my classes is the best for them, but I would know that.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So, Frank, are we going to wrap it up right now and bring in our next set of guests?
All right. Were there any questions for Dr. Gold at all?
Let me just double check. They're a little bit quiet, but they're just trying to say hello and hi and all those type of things.
Okay.
Who are these people? Where are they from?
We have Palmer watching.
Palmer Davenport?
Palmer Davenport watching. We have Mexico watching.
Oh, nice.
Really?
Who's from Mexico? Is it Rick?
I don't know. They didn't put in a name.
Okay. Is Jaime Pinillo's in Spain watching?
I don't see that, but there's a lot of people that are not on the chat box, but they are watching the show.
Is he watching?
Where's Bill Deccan right now?
Can you tell me where Bill Deccan is right now?
Because it's Friday. He shouldn't be
at
teaching.
Home? Is he at home or is he in the office?
Jen Keller's watching.
Hey, Jen.
Yes. Randy, this is Rochelle's brother.
Rochelle Miller's brother. He's in Florida.
Twin brother.
Twin brother, exactly right. Yeah, and quite a few more.
Great.
Terrific.
Well, I got to tell you, it's been a real pleasure, as always, to speak to you both. Thank you for joining us on the program.
Thanks for having us.
Folks, please, again, share this information that this broadcast is going on. Frank, we're here till 3:30 Mountain Standard Time, right?
Correct.
Which is 6 hours behind Greenwich time.
Yeah,
thank you
I
for
saw
that.
that. Yeah, I'm here to help.
Must have lived in Connecticut.
Well,
Greenwich time in England.
That's right. All right, y'all. We'll catch you a little bit later on.
Well, we appreciate the
Okay,
time.
good.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for coming on.